All right, so we know what glaucoma is. We know how to test for it. How is glaucoma treated?
Excellent question. It's typically lowering the pressure, right? If we said that the pressure is the reason why the optic nerve is being damaged, that pressure is squeezing on the optic nerve, damaging it from the inside. It's really hard to do surgery on the optic nerve, but you can certainly try and lower the pressure in the eyes. And you typically do that with eye drops. There's pills that sometimes can lower the people's eye pressure, but it has a lot of side effects to lower blood pressure and change things elsewhere in the body. You'd rather treat things directly to the source in the eye. And so there's at least 6 different types of eye drops that you would prescribe someone to lower their pressure. And you usually start with one at a time. You'll give them, I said before that the typical pressure runs somewhere between 13 and 18, right? And say your pressure was 24 and you and I had a conversation. We said, Paul, I think this is too high. I'm worried if it stays this high, you're going to get glaucoma. Let's start an eye drop. We know that your pressure is 24 today. And so we would say, what's the number that's low enough that you will no longer be at risk for getting glaucoma? And say we set that at 18. I give you an eye drop. I say, come back in a month. Take it every day. Come back in a month. 1, let me know how you feel. And 2, let's see how it's going with that number. Similar to blood pressure, right? You come back and your pressure is 16 and we shake hands and say, I think you're going to be okay. Keep coming in. We'll keep checking your pressure and we'll keep doing these tests. And if you're staying the same, then it's okay. Say your pressure isn't great. Say it went from 24 to 22. It's an improvement, but it's not that great. Maybe we'll add a second med. Eye drops are the first way to lower it. There's surgeries to lower it too. And there's laser surgeries and then regular surgeries. So before I was talking about that drain in your eye, right? New fluid coming into the eye and old fluid draining out of the eye. The drain is like a drain. It's kind of like a sieve in your kitchen. And if you want the water to come out of the sieve faster, you make those holes larger. And you can do that in the drain in your eye with the laser, essentially. Shoot a laser into the eye. It's not going kind of like straight into your eye when you're performing laser on a patient for glaucoma. But it's going into the drain of your eye. It's heating up the drain of your eye and making those holes in the sieve a little bit larger for the fluid to flow out of.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then there's the third options, which are usually the final options are more traditional surgeries. Most of the treatment that we have for glaucoma, except recently, is simply lowering people's pressure. And if you think about a sphere that the eye is, there's only so many ways to lower the pressure. You can stop fluid from pumping into the eye, or you can ease the way that fluid goes out of the eye. And that's typically what we do.
I never knew that much about glaucoma.
I think the main thing, there's a kind of like cheesy phrase in the medical textbooks is that glaucoma is the thief that robs in the night. And it's mostly what it's saying is there's no real symptoms for glaucoma. And that's one of the reasons why we're not sadists and we love to check people's pressure and get close to their eye or puff their eye or something like that. We're measuring people's pressure because you don't come in telling us you think you have glaucoma. You come in only at the end saying, oh my God, I have no peripheral vision. And this is something that could have been caught so much earlier and could have been relatively easily treated, but you have to test for it.
Hey folks, connecting with your benefits is our primary mission, and the SITREP is providing more options than ever.
Subscribe to our free email newsletter, subscribe to our audio podcast channel, or subscribe to our content on YouTube.
For details and links, check out the description below.